Good day, everyone. My name is Andrea Chmielewski-Bigazzi. I am the organizer of PrivacyRules, and I'm very pleased because for the first time, our Meet the Member podcast is in the presence of the member. I'm very pleased to introduce to all of you Markus Myhrberg from Lexia Lawyers in Finland, one of our founding members. And we are very pleased because we have done a lot of way together. And so the first question, obviously, Markus, who are you and who are Lexia Lawyers?
Okay, Andrea, thank you so much, and thank you for this recording, and it's a pleasure to be here. And yes, I'm Markus Myhrberg from Lexia Attorneys, based in Helsinki, Finland, and I'm partner here at Lexia and heading our IP tech and data practice, so including data protection and privacy matters. Being in the business over almost 20 years and do everything around data and data protection.
Excellent, Markus. And so because of these, can you describe what international companies or important clients from Finland should know about the landscape of data protection in this country?
Yeah, thank you. And as you said, yeah, we are one of those notable actors in Finland, and definitely willing to provide services to all foreign companies also. And yeah, Finland is as a part of the EU. Of course, GDPR is our main regulation. We do have our own local data protection act, which is quite short and simple nowadays, thanks to GDPR. But of course, we have in Finland over 600 different laws, including some privacy and data protection matters. Actually, they went through all these during the GDPR process. And what I always pinpoint from Finland is like we have a special act on protection of privacy in working life, so separate from GDPR and defining it quite a lot, and which is like being there since 2001 actually. So it's not a new law, but it's quite pretty old already, and that's where regarding HR, you should definitely know that regulation. And in addition to what are the other little bit like different or special, at least in Europe, is like what was enacted last year is like I said the Act on Secondary Use of Health Data, for example, which is once again one of those examples, a little bit more explicit specific laws we have in Finland, and where we have tried to solve a little bit more in detail all kind of interesting questions besides the GDPR and for promoting, for example, innovation and development like this Act on Secondary Use. And that's like I would say that pretty much is a short description about the legal environment. Otherwise, as talking about data protection, I would consider Finland, including cybersecurity, to be one of those advanced and very nice and secure environment and country to work in and with.
And indeed, actually, Finland is also at the top ranking in terms of digitalized countries. And in fact, the cyber environment, which is the one of private citizens, companies, institutions, is very much advanced here. And recently we had the first sanction from the Data Protection Authority of Finland. So could you describe us this sanction and actually what companies should know in order to avoid being sanctioned themselves?
Yeah, it took actually quite a long in Finland before we get any of those sanctions under GDPR, and now we have our four first cases, which were a little bit, of course, more giving some more guidance and what the local data protection authorities think is important. And the biggest one, which was amounting over 100,000 euros, was around the transparency. So, and I think the transparency, and it was especially the transparency regarding direct marketing, etc. So it is been always like one of those emphasizing what the authorities emphasize. The other sanctions we just recently got were around DPIA, so impact assessment. So and actually that was lack of any analysis of your business, which included quite a huge amount of information or data anyway, personal data. And the third one actually was around collecting and processing unnecessary amounts of data.
Excellent, Markus. An important point to be underlined about Lexia is that it is a law firm which is very close to the growing technological environment in Finland, which is very much advanced. As we said, is one of the most advanced in Europe and therefore in the world. And Lexia has a program for this and a specialized service. And Markus is in the lead of this. So Markus, could you describe Lexia Growth?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Lexia Growth, we have created the program or our services around the startups and growth companies, I think already 6-7 years ago. Lexia have been always active around tech hubs and startups and growth companies. And we have tried to tailor our services and pricing models, etc., so that we have services that attract and support startups and growth companies in successful business. And of course, startups are mostly tech related, and tech and data, you can't divide those two things nowadays because they're so closely connected. Of course, we have some data which is not personal data, but still personal data is all around when we talk about tech companies, and for our focus is in startups and growth companies, and we really want to help them to get bigger and success in this global environment.
And this is definitely one way for law firms, specialized law firms like Lexia, actually to be close to the new markets and the growing markets and actually young markets. And I'm pleased to underline, and this is one of the reasons why we were very happy that Markus agreed to become the chair of the PrivacyRules Technological Hubs and Startups Committee that we have created specifically to create programs and projects in this market sector. So to get all together, we will present this proposal in the upcoming months, and we are doing this also physically here in Finland, if everything goes okay related to the COVID-19, and I take the chance to express from all of us our sympathy for those of you who are particularly affected by the pandemic in this moment. If everything will go back to normal, as we hope, the sooner the better, there will be an important startup event, a global startup event here in Finland, and Markus and myself will be speaking to startups and to technology investors in order to present Lexia Growth, what other PrivacyRules members do in the startup ecosystem, and how PrivacyRules Alliance can help all of them build their business in a compliant and cyber secure way, and actually be launched internationally in a very successful way with an eye on privacy. So Markus, on behalf of the Alliance, thank you for chairing this committee.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. It's a pleasure, and of course, I'm very willing to share my knowledge there and have new ideas. And as we know, most of the startups, as they say, they're born global nowadays. So it will be anyway cross-border work, and these are not, even if you come from Finland, it's not only Finland you have to be worried about or to know about, but it's important, and the data flows all over the world, and that's why it's very important to have also this kind of global alliances covering the most important areas, and as well as to have a different kind of contact points and possibilities to get, for example, training from certain areas if needed.
Excellent. So definitely this was just a very brief introduction of Markus' expertise and Lexia's colleagues' expertise. The warm invitation for anything related to Finland, in and out, please contact Markus. And so Markus, kiitos for being with us.
Kiitos. Thank you so much. Welcome to Finland. And if you have anything in Finland, please do not hesitate to contact. Ciao.